All right, guys, thanks for coming out to the Carson Comedy Club. This is your 2-minute warning. We got about 2 minutes left before we get started. A last chance to run out, hit the restroom, run to the bar, grab a drink. We got about 2 minutes left before we get started. Now will be a good time. Also, turn those cell phones off, on silent, pagers, whatever you got, all that good stuff. Shut those bad boys down. 2-minute warning, and then we'll get ourselves rocking and rolling. Thanks for coming out. We're going to have fun tonight, guys. 2-minute warning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Carson Nugget Comedy Club. How are we doing on a Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen? Holy hell. We can do better than that, I'll tell you that. Let's try that one more time. It is Saturday night. How are we doing? There we go. That's better, man. I hope you guys are ready to rock. We're going to have ourselves some fun here tonight. Once again, as I mentioned before, please make sure your cell phones are off, on silent, or on vibrate. Turn those bad boys off. Pagers, whatever you have on you. If you still have a pager, then, welcome to fucking 2022. But I hope the 90s are treating you well as your boys up. Shut those bad boys off. Keep your table talk to a minimum, man. We're going to have ourselves a fun time. Just remember, the comedians sound better when they're doing their thing. You sound better when you're not. Don't ruin it for everyone else. All right, man? So just enjoy yourselves, and we are going to have ourselves a good time. So one more time, are you guys ready to have fun on a Saturday night? Yes? We have a very special guest host in the house tonight. You might have seen him on Showtime or on the CW. You might have seen him at the buffets when those things were still open. I guarantee you've seen him recently, man. Put your hands together for the very funny Mr. Oscar Ovius. Yes, it's the Doris, the fucking guy that took your tickets. How about that? They make me pull fucking double duty when I come in here to do this shit. That's some bullshit right now. That's ridiculous. We got two professionals, man. Steve, how long have you been doing comedy? 47 years, man. My shit is a drop in the bucket. Yeah, fucking give it up for her. That's crazy. Yeah, a 47-year vet, a 15-year vet, and I'm taking fucking tickets at the door. That's how much I love you people. I'll tell you that. We're goddamn ridiculous. I gotta sit all the time. We don't have a bartender and all that bullshit, and you guys are, oh my goodness. And a lot of you were, I'm not gonna lie to you, you all look like lovely people, but way too many of you were confused tonight with my fucking instructions. Let's get that out of the way right fucking now. I'm not going to point out any tables, but there's some of you, I'm like, just make sure we stay above the yellow line so we can have people up front. And then a lot of you are like, the what? I'm like, that yellow line right there, the one that fucking glows in the dark. And you're like, I don't, what are we supposed to do with it? I don't, just fucking sit in front of it. Can you write that down? Can we sit? We're not allowed to sit back here. No, you're not allowed to sit in the fucking back right now. We got to fill. You can't have 9 people. One here, one here, one here, one here, and then 3 back there. All right. And you know what? Give it up for these two, because these are the only 2 brave people that sat right up front. Good for the 2 of you. Because usually I people, you pussies. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. You look like, that table looks like it doesn't give a shit about anything. Like, you'd be like, I'll sit up front. I don't give a fuck. I'm wearing a Minnesota Vikings hoodie and fucking Carson City. Like, what's random? I forgot my Utah Jazz hat. Like, this is nowhere nearby. You're like a friend of mine. I grew up with a kid who was, you know, you like where you live, like that's where your sport, like most of the time it's like you like the sports teams that are around you. I grew up in Fernley. Anybody familiar with fucking Fernley? Yeah, I'm sorry. And did you say Ferntucky? Yeah. Where are you from? Stagecoach. Yeah, like that's way fucking better. Stagecoach sounds like Ferntucky, but it's the actual name of the fucking town. It's legit, yeah. It's a legit shithole. Fuck. At least Fernley has a fucking Lowe's now. Jesus. I remember when I don't barely go back to Fernley anymore. I love Fernley, don't get me wrong, it's where I grew up, but it's like I don't have any family there anymore or anything, so I hardly ever go back. And whenever I do, I see that Lowe's and I'm like, God damn, we're fancy. Look at that. It's insane. But I grew up with a kid in Fernley, Nevada, and his favorite sports teams were the Houston Astros, the Utah Jazz, and the Buffalo Bills. Like, what kind of fucking multiple personality bullshit is that? None of those fucking teams have anything to do with one another. This is weird. I feel like you're the same way, sir. I'm not going to lie to you. He's like, I don't even know what the Vikings are. I just got this for Christmas last year, so fuck you. Oh, my goodness. Nah, man, we're going to have some fun here tonight, guys. We have a lot of regulars usually here. Who's been here before? Like on a regular? Yeah, a lot of you guys. Not regular, but you've been here. But yeah, ish. When was the last time you guys were here, Stagecoach? A year ago? What, do you got too much to fucking do in Stagecoach? You can't make your way to Carson City to comedy? He said, there's a lot of shit going on. One of these days, we're going to make it to Carson City. God damn it, when I can just find the time. You guys are together, I would imagine. You live in Stagecoach too. Are you from there? Yeah, you got fucking roped into it. God damn. Yeah. Vaginas will make you do crazy shit. Where are you from? Yeah, that's a fucking city, people. All right? That's Fresno. That's a real goddamn city. And that's still a shithole compared to Fresno. Still sucks. Yeah. It's actually not that much better, so that's good. That's you. Yeah. How long have you guys lived in Stagecoach? 4 years. Oh my God, that sucks. Although it is nice. Do you like live in a place where there's like no neighbors and shit? Yeah, that's great. That's the best part about living out there. Because like my girlfriend and I would be like driving through like an area like that, and she's like, I would never want to live out here. There's nothing out here. I'm like, exactly. Get away from all the dumbasses. Like there's a lot of dumbasses running around. Like that's your safe place. So good for you guys for sitting up front, man. I won't pick on you now because I always, people, they would never want to sit up front, right? So like this guy, he probably didn't want to sit with you. Let's sit up front. He's probably like, no, right, sir? You're probably like, don't sit up front because we don't want to get talked to. We don't want to get singled out and shit. How's that working now, though? You know what I'm saying? That backfired in a goddamn hurry. You know what I'm saying? No, it's always kind of fun, man. I love coming back here. I did comedy. I was doing it professionally for many years. The pandemic kind of shut that down. I was living in Las Vegas, and then I came back during the shutdown to be with friends and family around here. And then I met my girlfriend. We moved in right down the fucking street. So now I pop in every once in a while when they can't, when they need someone to, come in and help out and stuff. I still do shows on the road and whatnot, but it's always fun to pop in here because we always have a lot of regulars and stuff. So I thank you guys for coming out and supporting. And for those of you that live here but don't, you can kiss my ass. So that's... I'm teasing. I'm joking. Oh, my goodness. It's been an interesting few months, man. Interesting. On Tuesday, my son will be 6 months old. Yeah, which is pretty crazy. It's my first. I'm a brand new dad, which is pretty nuts. Yeah. Which is another reason why I don't go on the road anymore. I don't do shows is because of him. I got to stay close to home. It was crazy. He had, actually about a month ago, he had heart surgery. Yeah, it was fucking nuts. This could have been a way different show, but luckily everything went well. You know what I'm saying? Like, this would have been way more of an interest. Last night I had a lady sit up front, and she was one of these people who lives in the area but never comes out. So I was giving her the same kind of joke. Oh, what about you? You got too much to do? What the fuck? And she's like, what brings you out tonight? She goes, my husband just passed. I'm like, fuck. Boy, what an asshole I am. I go, I'm sorry to hear that, man. When was it? She's like, 2 years ago. I was like, so just is kind of a variable term there. I understand you might still be grieving, but I had to tell her, I was like, well, my stepfather, who was really the only dad that I ever knew for the last 20 years, a childhood, very close friend of mine, died within the same week. And in that same week, I found out that my 6-month-old son had to have fucking heart surgery. It's like, I beat you, bitch. And I was like, ouch. I rubbed it right in her face. I said, I win. But you got everyone beat. You live in Stagecoach. That's way worse. So we all bow to you. No. Yeah, it was crazy. I was on stage the weekend that he was born, man. I'm a nervous wreck because I'm late. I'm late in the game, man. I just turned 39, so this is my first. I know. And I realize that's not old, technically. Relax. All the old guys in the room are like, fuck off, dude. You have no idea what the fuck is coming. There's a bunch of old guys in here. It's like, I wish my balls were as tight as they were at 39, you son of a bitch. Got them wrapped around my waist, supporting my back up and shit. Using them like a neck pillow on the plane. Yeah, that's a visual joke. Like a ball on each side, right? Excuse me, sir, we're beginning our descent. Oh. As soon as I even mentioned balls, there's like 3 guys in here like, you know what, now that he mentions it, fuck. I'm going to move these out from under my thigh. I know that's not old, I get it. I'm just saying, I'm coming at it late in the game as my first, and so it was an interesting experience, right? Like I was on stage, I was doing shows in Reno, and my last night of my week there was the night that he was born. And so I finished the show the show got over about 9 o'clock. We were at the hospital by 11. He was born at 4, so it was that fast. And that's, to me, it was crazy. The whole process was insane because the whole week leading up to it was stressful. I was on super edge. Like, she went to the hospital for just a checkup. She called me up. She's like, I'm 5 centimeters dilated. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that means. So you're going to have to explain. And she's like, well, it means we've started. She's like, it means it's begun. Because when you get to 10 centimeters, you push. So I pushed and stress shit right there. And then we spent that whole weekend just like on lockdown. We didn't leave the house because I thought that meant if she fucking eats spicy food, he's going to come out, So we didn't go anywhere that whole weekend. We just sat. We binge watched Breaking Bad. We just went and bought a fitness ball, and she sat there like this the whole weekend, just bouncing on the fitness ball. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm trying to get things going. I'm trying to jumpstart him. I'm like, you're just banging his head into your vagina. What the fuck is going on? Like, I'm the only one who gets to do that. Like, why take away one of my few pleasures and shit? You're gonna give him a concussion. Like, he's going to come out all loopy like a fucking 10-year NFL running back and shit. He's going to have CTE and slurring his words. And come on now. So it was a whole week, man. It was very, very stressful. Now, she's an old hand at this. She's got 2 kids from her marriage, which she's no longer in. Relax. She switched providers. You know what I'm saying? She's updated her data plan. She did. She upgraded. She got the unlimited plan now. You know what I'm saying? I call it 5G because she can get it anywhere. You know what I mean? She hates that joke. She does. She hates that joke every time she's not here tonight, but I'll text her when I leave, and she'll be like, "How was the show?" I'm like, "Good." She's like, "You didn't do that stupid 5G dick joke again, did you?" I'm like, "Bitch, don't tell me how to do my job. You ain't my wife yet. Shit, come on now." The crowd last night thought that one was way funnier. I'm not gonna lie to you. You guys are like, "Don't call her a bitch. What the fuck is wrong with you?" It was crazy. The whole week was nuts. So then she goes back for a checkup the following week, right? It was funny too because when she was explaining the 5 centimeters and stuff, I didn't get it, right? I never understood. She's like, "Let me give you an example of what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4." I'm like, "Did you get fisted by your doctor today? What the fuck is going on?" I was like, "Again, I'm the only one who gets to do that. What are you doing?" So she goes back the next week, and she's like, "I'm 6 centimeters now," which to me doesn't sound like a whole lot of progress, 1 centimeter in a week, right? I'm like, that doesn't sound like much. She's like, "No, it's a lot because today they swept my membrane." I'm like, "I don't know what that means either." She's like, "Well, they detached my sac." Now, look, I don't know, right? I don't know. But as a guy, all I know is I don't want any of my doctor's appointments ending with the words "detach my sac" and any of... They don't even have to be in order. I just don't want those 3 words anywhere near the fucking what's happening in that doctor's appointment. I don't care what order they go in. I don't want it. But she told me they swept my membrane. You ladies know what I'm talking about? They swept my membrane. You know what I'm talking about, ma'am? She's like, I'll give you an example. She sticks a finger in. I'm like, "God damn it, here we go again." She's like, and then he swipes and he detaches the sac, and it's designed to jumpstart natural labor, as well as it turns out, as my gag reflex, because that shit was gross. It was gross, man. I got the whole thing on video, the whole delivery. It is not very interesting. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's boring as fuck. You see all these deliveries of these birds in the movies, and they're just so magical and shit. The whole video is 3.5 minutes long. Legitimately. It's not, because she was in pain for 20 minutes. And then she pushed once, and he came out like a fucking kid at the water park, and she's just sliding out. Ooh, in that, it was insane. So the video is this. It's literally not magical at all. It's 3 minutes long, and the first 40 seconds are me trying to prop my cell phone up in the corner of the room, doing this, and all you hear in the back is her going, "God damn it," screaming and shit. And I prop it up, and I go over and I look. "Okay, Mom, give it a push." And she's like, "Ah, and they're like, "He looks like you," and I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" And that's the whole video. That's it. That's the whole video. Nothing magical about that. All right, you guys ready to get this show rocking and rolling? Yes? You guys ready for your headliner? We ready to do this Saturday night? Yes? Holy Christ. Let's try that one more time. Listen, we are at a comedy show. You guys are acting like I'm trying to sell you fucking Amway or some shit. All right? God damn. Let's try that one more time. Do we all got to get liquored up first? All right, let's try this one more time. Are you guys ready for your headliner? Yes? Yes, now we're talking. Now we're talking, man. This is my first chance getting to work with this gentleman, man. I watched him last night. He's funny as shit. As you heard, he's been doing this for 47 years. So as you can imagine, he's been everywhere. He's seen it all. He's done it all. He was a $10,000 winner on America's Funniest People, man. And he's been here before, and he decided to come back. So that's huge fucking points in his favor. Give it up for the very funny Mr. Steve Barkley.
Give it up for Oscar. Did a great job for you, didn't he? The man, the legend, Oscar. All right. Wow, what a great crowd. Thanks for coming out tonight. Here we are in beautiful Carson City, Nevada. Gateway to Sparks. I I was driving over here from California. I was coming up over the hill, and I was just looking at the mountains and everything, and just how just dynamic the mountains are, and just what it must have been like trying to do that in a Conestoga wagon. You know, the pioneers that came through there, and you know, the Donner Party. Obviously, some of the stupidest people in the whole world, because all they would have had to do is they could have jumped on 80 and just come right into Reno. You know, that's all they had to do. And instead, you know, it's like, we're going to eat the kids. You know, yeah, come here, Timmy. We're going to eat you. No. Oh, that's tight. There we go. Can't find something that tight, marry it, you know. Hello. A little vodka here. Love that. All right, well, it's great to be here. I use a cane. I got into a car accident about 8 years ago, and I've got to use a cane, and I hate using a cane. It's a pain in the ass and everything, but it's kind of cool because when you have a cane, people notice you. And when you've been in show business as long as I have, people begin to notice you. And tonight, before the show started, I was standing out in the lobby, and I noticed a couple were staring at me, and I knew that they recognized me because they came up to me and they said, "Colonel, we love your chicken." And what the hell do you say to that? I don't know what to say to that. So I gave him a thigh and a drumstick. I didn't know what to do, you know. I look like if Buffalo Bill and Colonel Sanders had a baby. It would look like me, you know. That must have freaked the Indians out in the 1800s, you know. I don't know why I want to eat chicken when I see him. You know, that's my Native American voice. That'll get me beat up after the show by the Native Americans. We don't think that was funny. Like that. Well, I'm kind of celebrating. It was 10 years ago today that I married my best friend. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. My wife is pissed off about it, but Dave and I thought it was funny, and we just said, fuck it, we're going to do it, you know. So, you know, we're married now, and you know, it's nice. I got to ask you a question. Are they ever going to get done working on the roads around here? My God. I think you've got some road foreman every night. He looks over and goes, "Hey, Darryl, come here, buddy. You know what? It's about 5 o'clock. Let's block off them 2 lanes right there." "Hell, you know what, buddy? It's Friday. Block them both off. Block them all off." And we just sit there in our cars. Well, this is bullshit. And nothing ever gets done. I like Nevada. I like it a lot. I like California. I live in California now. I was working in Omaha. I was in Omaha, Nebraska, and I was talking to Lacey. She goes, "Where are you from, honey?" I said, "I'm from California." She goes, "Oh, I'd never live there." I go, "Why?" She goes, "You got them earthquakes." "Yeah, you've got them earthquakes. I couldn't do that." I go, "You have tornadoes here." I will put up with an earthquake any day. Earthquakes usually last, 2 or 3 seconds, you know, and afterwards, especially in California, people go, "What, did you feel it? I didn't feel it. Did you feel it? I thought it was a truck. I didn't know what it was. Did you feel it? I didn't feel it." I go, here in Omaha, it's like, I'll take California. I like living in California. I wanted to come out here, man, because when I was a little kid, all the TV shows were shot in California, and I'd see the palm trees and stuff, and the ocean, and I wanted to see a palm tree. It was the first thing I wanted to do when I came to California was to touch a palm tree, and it was just so great. And then I moved out to California, and it was stupendous. And we ended up we used to live in Walnut Creek, California, a beautiful little town in the Bay Area. I had a palm tree in my front yard, and I'd go out and just touch it every day. I had my palm tree. We had a swimming pool. It was great. It was absolutely great. And then one day my wife goes, she goes, "Ooh, let's go to the Scottish Games." And I go, "Okay," because I'm part Scottish. I said, "Yeah, let's go to the Scottish Games." And so we're walking into the Scottish Games, and they've got a great big giant birds of prey pavilion. And and they've got hawks and falcons and owls and vultures, and my wife goes, ooh, I want to watch, I want to look at these hawks, and I go, yeah, I know, but my buddy's throwing the caber. She goes, well, go, come back and get me. I'm going to stay here. And I said, okay. So I went and watched that, and I came back about an hour and a half later, and I go, okay, let's walk around. She goes, no, you go ahead and walk around. I want to talk to these hawk people. And I go, oh, okay, I'm glad we came together. And so I walked around for a couple hours more, and I came back, and I go, okay, let's go listen to the bagpipes. And she goes, ooh, no, I want to look at the hawk people. And so I went and listened to the bagpipes and broke my eardrums, and because bagpipe music is good. It's good listening music, It's like, and it's just you get that song stuck in your head, and you can't get rid of it. You're driving along, and oh, that's lovely, isn't it? I love the sound of a good bagpipe, yeah. So she spends all day long talking to the hawk people, and then we're driving home, and she's like really quiet. And you guys that are married, you know what it means when your wife is quiet. It means like hell's coming. And we're driving along, and she goes, I want to do that. And I go, you want to do what? She goes, I want to be a falconer. And I go, okay, all right, okay. And she did it. She went out and caught a hawk. How do you catch a freaking hawk? You see them, they're up on the telephone poles, they're looking down, they're thinking waiting for somebody to come underneath them so they can kill them, because hawks will kill you. They have big, sharp claws and shit. And I said, wow, okay. And she goes, yeah, I'm gonna be a falconer now. And I go, okay. And she goes, and I need you to help me train it. And I said, no, and because they will hurt you. And so she became a falconer, and she got a hawk, and she goes, now listen, I need you to work with me. I need you to train this hawk. And you've seen the falconers, they've got the big glove, and they go like this, and they blow the whistle, and the hawk lands on their arm, it looks really cool. Well, you got to train them to do that. And the way you do it is you get two falconers, and they're about 100 feet apart, and you tie a big long leash to the hawk's leg. It's called a creance. And then each falconer has the glove and the whistle and a little piece of meat. And you go, hey, hawk! Well, actually, you blow the whistle, and you go like this, and the hawk sees it, and he goes, oh, maybe I can hurt him, and he flies to the falconer. Then the other falconer goes, woo, and the hawk goes back and forth, and you do that for about 2 months, and you train the hawk, and then one day you undo the leash, and hopefully the hawk will fly away, and you don't have to do this shit anymore, and but that's not the case, and. So she says, I need you to help me do this. I go, I really don't want to. I really don't want to do this. Well, see, it's easy for her because she's got this way with animals. When I first met her, she was an optician in downtown Walnut Creek, and I would go, and meet her for lunch, and we would go to these little outdoor restaurants and cafes. Little birds would land at our table, and she'd be talking to the birds. Hey, how's it going? And they're wearing little clothes and shit. It's like a Disney movie and stuff, And we'd go out for walks at night. Strange dogs are walking up to her and going, hey, how's it going? We were up here in Nevada one time. I see her walk into a corral full of wild Mustangs, and they all run away, and she stands there. They surround her, and she takes the head horse, a mare, obviously, and she's talking to the horse. She's going, and the horse is looking over at me, and the horse goes, he does look like Colonel Sanders, and yeah. And I'm out of chicken at that point. I have nothing to give the horse, and. So she goes, okay, now I need you to, she goes, get ready to do this. And I go, no. And so she comes over, and she's like 5'5", and she's got these big brown root beer colored eyes, and she takes my face in her hands, and she gets really close to my face, and she goes, don't be a pussy. And I go, okay, I feel a lot better now. Thank you for that. Thank you. I'm good now. And so she walks about 100 feet away, and she goes, okay, blow the whistle. So I go, whoo, I blow the whistle, I go like this, and the hawk launches off her arm, and it's flying towards me, and it's like, it's so big, it looks like it's coming at you slow motion. It's like, and it's looking at you with that big hawk face, like, and And that hawk hit me in the face so hard, and so we're at the hospital, and apparently I was making too much noise, and we had a great doctor. He was from India, and he goes, "Don't be a pussy," and now I feel better, Doc. Thank you. And so they got the claws out and got me all sutured up, and so now she's a falconer. And we have 5 hawks and 4 falcons, and this is what she does for a living. And she has her favorite falcon, and it sits on a perch next to her side of the bed. And yeah, this is what I live with. I live with fucking Dr. Doolittle, and this is a hybrid falcon. It's a combination of a prairie falcon, gyr falcon, and a peregrine falcon, and it's about this big, and it's named after the Hindu god of death, Kali. And we feed these falcons and hawks what are called Coturnix quail. These are the same quails you get in an upscale restaurant. And so the alarm goes off about 4:30 every morning, and she clicks the alarm off, and then she gets up and she gets dressed and goes to the falconry center where she works. And sometimes she hits the wrong button. She hits the snooze button. And I sleep naked. And so when the snooze goes off, I have to reach over the falcon to shut the alarm off. And I found out, and I did not know this, you may not know this either, that apparently my penis looks exactly like a Coturnix quail. And those falcons, they hang on. They get you. They don't let go. And you have no idea how hard it is to put a pair of Levi 501s on with a falcon hooked to your junk. You know, it's like, it's the truth. And same doctor, oh, look, Pussy Boy's back again. And now the Indians are going to beat me up after the show, too. We didn't think that was funny and everything. And see, so we had this great home in Walnut Creek. And then one day she comes home, she goes, ooh, guess what? And I go, I don't know. And she goes, I got a job at a falconry center. And I go, really? She goes, yeah. And I go, that's very cool. Where is it? She goes, it's in Browns Valley. I go, where's that? She goes, it's up near Marysville. And I go, that's going to be a long drive every day. And she goes, no, we're going to move. And I went, no. We have a palm tree. I don't want to move. No. We have a swimming pool. Oh, it's hot. Go in the pool. I don't want to move. And you know, marriage is a relationship of compromise. And, you know, 2 people come together and you talk and you work things out, you compromise and everything. Because in a marriage, you know, one person is always right and the other person is the husband. And it's a nightmare. And so I said, we're not moving because my career's here, the Bay Area, all the gigs are here, and I've been doing this a long time, and you just started being a falconer, and so we're not moving. You know, I drew a line in the sand. We're not moving. You know, so we moved, and we couldn't find a place. We couldn't find a place in Browns Valley, so she said to the real estate agent, well, let's move farther up into the mountains where Steve's career will die completely. And so she said, oh, that's a good idea. So now we live up in a little town called Brownsville, way up in the Sierra foothills. And Brownsville is an old Indian word. It means nobody lives here. And now I'm telling jokes to raccoons and skunks. And raccoons, you can't tell if they're happy or not. They go, yeah, they just look at you and everything. And you know what? I shouldn't complain about living up there because it's quiet. It's very quiet. And in the summertime, you'll be sitting outside at night. You can hear the meth labs exploding off in the distance. You know. Ooh, that was close. That was the close one, and everything. And it's and our neighbors, the people that live somewhere down a road, came by and put an abandoned car in our front yard and broke all the windows out for us, which was nice, and gave us a marijuana growing starting kit and a pit bull puppy. So we're feeling right at home now in Brownsville. And so, when you live somewhere, you want to take advantage of all the things in your local community. And we live close to Marysville, which has a huge homeless population, which is great if you're single. Because if you're dating a homeless chick, at the end of the night, you can just drop her off anywhere. And it's like, you pull up to the corner and go, get out of the car, Shelley. And no, I don't have any spare change. And I'll look for you later under the bridge. And you know what? That homeless community, they're a very tight-knit community. They care about each other. When I was driving over here yesterday, I could see under the bridge. You know what they were doing? They were giving each other COVID shots. And I thought that was really nice. That's really nice. And then we live close to Linda, which is the meth capital of California. And so we've started, every year now we go to the meth festival. And that's a lot of fun. You take the kids, hey kids, let's ride the tweaker, you put your kid in the back of one of those guys and they don't stop walking, and you got time to go get a corn dog and come back, and teaching your kids karate lessons and stuff, like that. And stuff, and then you know what? I'm sorry. I shouldn't call them tweakers. That's rude. I should call them by their proper name, which is Mexican Americans. And so, and then we live close to Oroville or Olivehurst, and where they have the running of the pit bulls every year, and that's a lot of fun. And I have never seen so many pit bulls in my life in the community. You go to Walmart over in Linda, they go, paper, plastic, or a pit bull. And a pit bull will carry your groceries out to the car and then bite you in the calf. Like that. It's a lot of fun over there. And so now we live up in the mountains now. And so she says, she goes, hey, you know what? You're gone doing comedy and stuff, and I'm gone at the Falconry Center and everything, and there's a lot of game around here, and I would like to go hunting. I want to hunt with these hawks. And I go, that's cool. She goes, yeah, so I want to get a hunting dog. And I go, okay, well, we'll get a lab. Labs are good hunting dogs. And she goes, nah, I've been doing a lot of research online, and there's a dog that comes from Scotland, and they're really great for falconry. And they're called an LQ pointer, and they're great for falconry. And I go, well, how much does this dog cost? And she goes, you really can't look at it that way. And I said, no, you can. You can look at it. That's the way I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it that way. And she goes, I go, how much is the dog? She goes, well, it's like a long-term investment. We're going to have the dog for a long time. And I go, I know. How much is the dog? She goes, it's like I don't know, $1,500. I go, $1,500 for a dog? I go, we're not spending $1,500 for a dog. You know what? I gave in about moving up here, and I'm drawing the line here. We're not doing that. I'm not, no. I'm just saying it, no. So we got the dog. And he's from Scotland, and he even barks in Scottish. He goes, oh, rough, rough. And half his face is blue. He's like, freedom! It drives me nuts. He's always yelling. So then we had the dog for about 6 weeks, and she goes, you know what? I was thinking you're gone, and I'm at the Falconry Center, and he's going to get lonely, so we should get another dog. And I go, we're not getting another LQ pointer. We're not doing that. She goes, well, let's just look around. And I said, okay, all right. So we were coming back from Linda because we had to go get some meth, and so we're coming back. And there's this old man parked by the side of the road, and he's got a cardboard sign that says Chihuahua puppy for sale. And she goes, ooh, let's stop. I go, no, we're not getting the Chihuahua, because everybody knows, who invented the Chihuahuas. The Nazis did it. They took a piranha and combined it with a hairball and a dust bunny, and it's like that. And I said, we're not, no, So we're driving home with a Chihuahua, and he's just like, he's a living hell. He's just a living hell. So my wife figured, why not get another one? So we did. So now we have 2 Chihuahuas and a pointer. And the amazing thing about all 3 of the dogs is they all hate me. And so my wife and I have our own chair. She has her chair, reclining chair, and I have my reclining chair, and hers is right in front of our big screen TV, and mine is back in the corner where they don't look at me. And the Chihuahuas turn around once in a while and go, You ever been given the finger by a chihuahua? It's just like that. And so about 6 weeks ago, it was raining like hell in California, and I said, I gotta get the mail. See, you people live in civilization. The mailman comes to your house. Well, that's not true. Up in the mountains, you gotta walk down a dirt road and rustle a yeti. And you know what I did the other day? I showed up at the door. I showed up at the door and surprised the mailman. I was buck naked and everything. Yeah, I know. And I don't know what freaked him out more, the fact that I was naked or the fact that I knew where he lived. And I know. Whoa. I love a good joke, though. And so anyway. So I got to go down. To the mailbox to get the stupid mail, and you know what I got in the mail? I got an envelope from the county. I go, oh, we get a tax return. I'm so stupid. And you know what I got in the mail? I got a photo speeding ticket. I got a $350 photo speeding ticket and a picture of me speeding. And I looked happy. I'm going, well, this is bullshit. I took a picture of $350 and mailed it back to him. No, don't laugh, because you watch it about 6 weeks, they're going to mail a picture of 2 deputies coming to arrest my ass. That's right, I got a picture of me flying to Mexico. That'll work out just fine. I'd rather get a ticket in the mail than get stopped. I don't know if you've been stopped lately, but it's scary. It is not like the old days. The old days, police cars had one red light on top of the car. We called them cherries, and that worked. You saw the red light, you stopped. They didn't think that was quite terrifying enough. Now they've got a bank of strobe lights. Red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, blue, yellow, red, yeah. Looks like a disco chasing you. I'm in the front seat going. Cops are banging on the hood of my car. You were swerving. I said, I was dancing. I'm white. That's as good as it's going to get, I hate the sirens. What the hell was wrong with the old police sirens? What was wrong with the sirens you still hear in the old cop TV shows and movies? The sirens that used to go, ah! That worked. We stopped. Plus, it sounded a little bit like they felt kind of bad. They had to stop us. Ah, you were speeding. Now we have to give you a ticket. Now they've got these sirens invented in the bowels of hell. You've gone out to dinner with your husband, wife, girlfriend, whatever you're doing. You've had 6 before dinner cocktails, bottle of wine with dinner, 8, 9 after dinner brandies, you're fine. You're driving along, you're looking over at them, you're thinking, ooh, baby, when we get home, boom, shaka, laka, laka. You look up into that rearview mirror and you see those flashing red and yellow and blue lights, and you know those guys are after you. We're after you. Woo, 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 woo. And after we stop you, we're going to leave on all the lights so that everybody that drives by knows we caught you. Well, at least they're not as obnoxious as those European sirens, the ones that make fun of you as they're stopping you. Na, 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 na. Trust me, you don't want to get stopped for speeding in Europe. We got stopped in France. Oh my God, we got stopped by a French motorcycle policeman. It was the tallest cop I've ever seen. He gets off the motorcycle, he's got to be 6'9". He's wearing a skin-tight white bodysuit, knee-high white boots, white gloves, a little white helmet, and a baby blue stripe down the leg. Oh, scary, huh? I looked over at my wife and I said, we just got stopped by a Q-tip. Which he heard. He comes walking over to the car, he goes, excusez-moi, monsieur, did you know you were speeding? I went, what? He goes, did you know you were speeding? I went, no, I did not know I was speeding. He goes, oh, maybe you are a smart ass. I go, ho. Maybe. He goes, maybe I will write you a ticket. I go, oh. Maybe I'm not coming back to France. Ah! Like I'm going to take any crap from a French cop. You know what I'm talking about? And I want to talk about the French here for a second. And if any of you out here are French, and if this offends you in any way, I really don't care. Because, I shouldn't make fun of the French, because you know what? They've always been there when they've needed us. And that's true. And boy, German cops, you don't give any lip to German cops. These guys do not have a sense of humor. It's like, ach du lieber, so, you are a comedian, yeah? Ha ha ha. I don't think so. I'm sorry, I meant Orange County cops. I'm always, it's true, the cops will always reflect the area you get stopped in, and I know that because I've seen it on TV. I'm from Chicago, man. You get stopped for speeding in Chicago, you know you've been stopped because the cops back, I'll do an impression for you. This is being stopped for speeding Lakeshore Drive about 2 o'clock in the morning. Woo! Freeze! Police! A little bit different from California where I live now. I got stopped down in Santa Cruz by the Surf Patrol. His name was Kyle. He comes walking out with the car. He's wearing baggies and flip-flops. He's got his badge tattooed to his left pec. He's got dreadlocks. He leans in my car window and he goes, "Dude, do you know why I stopped you? Do you have a clue?" "'Cause I forgot." I think he was smoking some of that medicinal marijuana, which is legal now. It's legal here in Nevada right now, isn't it now? Now you can, yeah, it's legal. Did you ever think you'd see that? Man, I remember when we used to hide weed, terrified we'd get caught with a seed. Now you can call up and they'll bring it to your house in a variety of different ways. Edibles, smokable, soda pop, candy, vaporizing, it's anything. I mean, they got it's amazing. But the federal government still puts marijuana in the same category as crystal meth and cocaine. Give me a break. It's nuts. You get somebody at 7-Eleven, 3 o'clock in the morning on crystal meth, it's like, "I'm going to kill everybody. Ah! Get the monkeys off me. Get the monkeys off me." Same guy on weed. "Dude, where's the ding-dongs? I could make a bong out of this." It's not right, man. You guys can go out here to the bar. You can get any alcohol you want. You can get tequila or vodka or whiskey or bourbon, beer, wine, anything you want. But you can't get a little bong for inside the club here? That'd be great, wouldn't it? People sitting here at the tables going... Number one, there wouldn't be a dessert left in any of those restaurants out here. Number two, I'd be the funniest son of a bitch you ever saw in your life. It's great to be here. It's great to be anywhere, actually, nowadays, you know. That's above ground. I'm happy. I just flew home from Portland, Oregon. I was up in Portland. I was working the Mildew Festival up there. And shut up, don't laugh. It's very popular. They have a big parade. Everybody's in green. And Mildew, the Mildew Festival. That's where it was. Yeah, Mildew. I said, yeah, mildew. Yeah. I was on the Lysol float. I was in I flew up there. I hate flying. It's not fun anymore. It used to be fun. In the old days, your friends could go to the airport with you, and they could go to the gate and hug you. "Hey, goodbye, have a great time," and watch you fly away. Now it's take your shoes off, take your computer out of the bag, take your pants off. I made that last one up because I swear to God, I can be butt naked and I'll still set that metal detector off. I am enjoying the full body cavity searches, though. I got to admit there. I'm in there going, I don't know, keep looking. I don't know what's in there. I don't know. Wow, you're good. I'm not even gay, but if I was, you'd be the one, buddy. I got to tell you. And they do all that crap to protect us from terrorists. Well, I'm not afraid of terrorists. I'm American. I'm afraid of drunk airline pilots. That's what I'm afraid of. A couple of months ago, those 2 America West pilots got arrested. They're all drunk. They're going to try and fly the plane. Stewardess reported them. They dragged them out of the cockpit. And these guys are going, "I can fly this plane." "Hey, you stupid. I can fly it." I watched their trial on court TV, and it showed the video surveillance footage of these guys in their uniforms sitting at the airport bar. And over a 6.5-hour period, these guys drank, ready for this, 27 drinks apiece. That's insane. That's reckless. That's crazy. I mean, I could understand, 8 or 9. What are you going to hit after you get up there? Nothing. There's all air up there. These are always the guys that I get. Let me tell you the story. I flew out of Sacramento, and I'm so freaked out about flying these days because I fly a lot. I figure the odds are going to catch up to me. So I get on the plane. First thing I do, I lay down across all 3 seats and buckle myself in, which pisses off the other 2 people. I'll be honest with you, but I don't care. Safety first. That's my motto. And you know how you get settled back in your chair and the captain comes on the intercom, kind of talks to you about the flight. This guy comes on, he goes, oh, Jesus, what a hangover. Okay, this is not good. Hang on here a second, folks. Oh, got Larry cracked the window. We got to get some air up here in this cockpit. Okay, folks, what do you say we just cut the crap and take off here? I gotta do. All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Delta Flight. I don't know. I have no idea, but where are you going to go? The doors are locked. A couple of things about today's flight. We're going to be cruising at an altitude of 150 feet. So if you got a camera, you're going to get some bitchin' photos, let me tell you. Plus, it helps if I can read those road signs. You don't want to end up in Bakersfield like yesterday. I hate that town. A couple of things about the aircraft. You probably notice that the restrooms are located on the outside of the aircraft, and if you have to go, just tell Shelley and she'll put a little bungee cord to your butt, and we don't want to lose you. One more thing, if you look directly above your head, there's a tiny compartment, and in the unlikely event of a water landing, I hate those, a Hobie surfboard will drop down into your lap. So have a good flight, and we'll see you when we get to L.A. Portland, we're going to go to Portland, Pretty much, at this point, I want off the plane, and they won't let me off the plane because we're already out on the runway taxiing, and we can't take off because we've got Mexicana Air taxiing ahead of us. Mexicana Air does not taxi. They just cruise up and down the runway. Wings are about this far off the ground. No paint, gray primer, the whole aircraft. Hydraulics, the plane's going up and down the runway. I look over, the pilot's hanging his elbow out the window. He's honking the horn. It was wild. We got down there in Mazatlan. We had some turbulence. Pinatas dropped out of the ceiling, I want oxygen. Coming home was a nightmare. We get to the California-Mexican border. The pilot tries to fly the plane under the fence. And I'm going to get beat up after the show for that one, too. A lot of couples in the audience tonight. I'd love to see that. Lovely couples here. You folks married? How long have you been married, man? 33 years. That is stupendous. That is fantastic. Good for you. Look at your beautiful bride right there. That is great. How about you folks? You married? How? Just dating? Just kind of dating? Been together how long? 18 years you've been together, and you're not. He hasn't asked you to marry him. 18 years. 18 years. You see, honey, I got to tell you a story here. You do know that you control the gates to the Ponderosa, right? Yeah. And at any time, you can just close the ranch up. Just like on Bonanza, you can send Hop Sing out there and go, Mr. Cartwright, say you can't come in no more. That's my Asian impression. They're going to beat me up after the show now, too. Yeah. That's fantastic. Eight. Wow. How about you guys? You married? No. Fish friends? Yeah. All right. Nice. Yeah. You doing it? Okay. All right. He goes, no, I am not, sir. I am not doing it. Just talk to those people again. I don't want to talk to you. 33 years, man. That's great. Yeah. Everything's still working, buddy? Yeah. Yeah. Using that Viagra? Yeah? Not me, buddy. I like Cialis. Yeah. No, I do, because my wife doesn't want to make love. I just get in the car and go see Alice. That's what I do. I just go see Alice. I use Viagra for my sunburn. It doesn't help the pain, but it keeps the sheets off my legs, So. My sister works at an old folks home back in Illinois. And I was talking to her the other night. She goes, every night before we put the old guys to bed, we give them a Viagra. And I went, wow, really? Are they sexually active? She goes, no, it just keeps them from rolling out of bed at night. I got a little kickstand. They advertise that stuff on TV. I can't believe that. If you suffer from an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, seek immediate medical attention. I'm not calling anybody. And if I do, I'm calling up people I went to high school with. Hey, Ted, this is Barkley. You're not going to believe this. I've had a boner for 4 hours. Now I'm out in the backyard. I'm knocking softballs over the fence. Hang on, I'm going to kill a bug. Pow! Look at me, honey, I'm a sundial. 33 years. Man, oh man. That is good stuff. Women are amazing creatures, aren't they? They are. Women like wine. They like to drink the wine. Oh yeah, you like white wine? You like red wine? No? My wife does. She likes to drink wine, and she watches the Hallmark Channel. She cries. She drinks wine and watches Hallmark Channel and cries. I came home the other day. There was about this much wine left in the bottle, and she's staring at the TV set. She's crying. She's going. Oh, God, don't do it. Oh, don't do it, you stupid bitch. Don't go in that church. Don't go in that church. I go, what are you watching? She goes, our wedding video. My wife said to me the other night, she goes, when you talk to me, you make me wet. I said, really? Do I arouse you? She goes, no, you spit when you talk. I said to her, I go, why don't you tell me anymore when you have an orgasm? She goes, I don't want to bug you at work. Not that funny. Yeah, I've been married for 20 years, and of course there's no sex now, and because what happens is at some point in the relationship the women just go, okay, that's closed, and a Dollar General store moves in or something. I don't know, but there's no spontaneity anymore. I tell you what, that's out the freaking window. I was watching TV. I was downstairs. I'm watching Vikings on TV. I love that show. And my wife comes walking downstairs, and all she's got on is a T-shirt. She stands right in front of the TV set, and she goes, hi. I go, howdy. She goes, guess what? I go, I don't know. She goes, I'm not wearing any panties. I go, really? She goes, really? Because you want to know why? I go, because you're horny? And she goes, I go, why? She goes, because you didn't put the clothes in the dryer like I asked you. I called you from work, and I go, will you please put the clothes in the dryer? And you go, yeah, I'll put the clothes in the dryer. And I go, you're not going to forget, are you? No, I'm not going to forget. But you forgot. And now I get out of the shower, and I don't have any dry panties. And that's why I'm not wearing any. It sounds to me like somebody needs a gummy. Hey, I've been Chicago Steve. You guys have been great. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks for supporting comedy here at the Nugget Casino. And here he is again, Oscar! Thanks, buddy.
You guys keep it going. Give it up one more time for Mr. Steve Barkley. Oh, my goodness.
My Joe Biden impression.
Oh, is that? Oh, my goodness, man. That's his Joe Biden right there. Spot on. Oh, my goodness. How do we do Saturday night? Everyone have a good time? You guys enjoy yourselves? Good, man. Thank you. Like Steve said, thank you for coming out. supporting comedy. Please make sure you keep coming out. Check us out again. We're only like 15 minutes away, so just come on out or whatever. How far is it from Stagecoach? Yeah, something like that. That's what I thought, yeah. Come on out, man. See us again. Keep supporting comedy. The comics that come up here and make the trip out here, they bust their ass. They've been doing this for a long time. They do it for you guys. So I hope you guys keep coming back. Give it one more time for Steve Barkley. Thank you guys so much for coming out on Moscow. Always have a good night. Peace.